Hey everybody, what's going on? It's GoofyRhexxi here, and I hope everybody is doing well. And I know I'm supposed to be doing my weekly headliner, so forgive me if I'm not going to be doing that today here. Also, forgive me, my camera's off. Some of you guys know this already. Last week, I had my hernia repair surgery, and pretty much basically been kind of out for a week here. Recovery has been okay, but still a decent amount of pain here. Not really able to sit up. I can walk around fine, which is good. I'm glad I'm able to walk around and move, but sitting up is still a little bit of a problem. So that's the reason why I don't have my camera on, because I'm not making this video here for my regular setup. But there's so many things going on in Marvel Strike Force right now, and just wanted to talk about a couple things. So a few things here that I'm going to talk about in this video. Number one, just the terrible Hulkbuster event, and sort of just my thoughts around that. Certain things that I sort of a message as well that I sent over to the devs that really kind of showed, I think, and captured how a lot of players feel about this event and what this ultimately means for the game in its entirety. Talk about the Elite Store, farmability issues. Want to talk about some of the bugged offers, the beginner game experience, which I feel like a lot of people typically tend to forget. There's a lot of stuff going on in MSF right now, and I just overall I want to say that I just feel like at this point in time in MSF that they're at the place of it's clear that they don't care. Right? It's clear that they don't care about us as the player base. I just don't see it any other way to explain it that them just not being able to understand where we are as a player base right now, what we actually consider as fun. And I'll actually start off with that. This is a message that I sent over to the devs this morning at 4 a.m. because I couldn't sleep, because I can't really find a comfortable position to sleep in after the surgery. So hopefully once we're fully recovered, we'll be fine. But I digress here. One of the things that I shared with them was, like, listen, this entire event for Hulkbuster right now screams greed and desperation. I think the team at Balance needs to be reminded that this is a game. This is a game, by the way, guys. Again, I feel like I got to remind them of that. It is supposed to be enjoyable. Like, we're supposed to be able to have fun in Marvel Strike Force. Create events that require max blitz rotations a day and massive amounts of spending is not enjoyable, or is it fun? It is frustrating, it is draining, and it's disheartening. I guess the writing isn't on the wall enough for you guys. Look at the Pestilence Scourge participation numbers in comparison to the Famine Scourge numbers here. People are choosing to play less. One of the driving factors are events like these that are not player friendly. And that's what I sent to them this morning, because I was uber frustrated. I was awake, so I'm probably a little bit more cranky than usual, but I was annoyed. I logged in yesterday. I looked, we saw the event and from the blog post, and you could just take a look at just how massively just super spendy this event is, right? I mean, in order to be able to complete the Armored Architect milestone, you have to spend 10,000 cores over a 7-day period. That's 1,400 plus cores in order to be able to finish it. For the Monster versus Machine, well, they screwed that up in the beginning, right? Because people missed an entire blitz rotation because they did not have the this is another thing too, like, stop releasing events on weekends. It's clearly not working. You're not able to fix things in time, and we've had this before where they screwed up with a blitz event and that was supposed to start on the weekend. It never actually fixed it into that compensation during the Dazzler event. I believe that's when it happened, or maybe it was the previous event for that. But either way, like, just stop releasing stuff on the weekend, because you can't clearly possibly manage things or fix it in a timely manner that doesn't negatively impact the player base. And look at this milestone. Ultimately, I don't even know if you can finish all of this. I haven't looked at Boylan's video yet. Honestly, I've kind of checked out, because I'm like, I don't even want to know what it takes to finish this, because I know whatever it takes, I'm not going to do it. But I think you have to, like, max out all 8 rotations a day to be able to give yourself a chance and an opportunity here. To me, that is just downright awful and not fun. They are forgetting the fact that this is supposed to be a fun game, and they're just really sucking the players dry completely. And on top of that, like, you have to spend cores for this event, right? If we jump, one of the things that players are asking is, okay, if we're gonna have to spend cores, at least give us the Hulkbuster or give us an option to be able to core for Hulkbuster, right? Because at least maybe we can bridge the gap. We'll be able to get some additional shards. But instead, what they did was give us this crap right here. Let's take a look at this crap. Where's it at? Down here. This is such an insulting offer, bro. Oh my God. 800 cores for 5 shards? Are you effing kidding me? Are you effing kidding me? Like, seriously, this organization and company is just so damn tone deaf. It is absurd as to how awful they are at really properly managing this crap. It's grinding my gears, man. It's getting me to the point where I'm like, well, then again, I'm gonna spend a lot of money in the game anyways, but it's really like, I'm not encouraging anybody else to spend either, right? So whatever, man. Like it's really awful. Events like this are trash. Agatha's event was the most similar to this one, but previous events like Echo, Sunfire, Scarlet Spider, even some of us forget about Scarlet Spider. Scarlet Spider's event was also trash too, because there were a lot of players who were only able to get 2 stars on Scarlet Spider. And yeah, now he's farmable, but he's also in the War Store, which sucked the farm characters because there's so many characters that are in there. And that brings up another issue, right? Like farmability issues, right? Like they've made efforts, I guess, to improve their farmability, at least, and I should say with words, but like actual farmability of characters, it's been okay, right? Like orbs, in my opinion, aren't farmable, right? So when I look at you've thrown characters now into the arena orb, and sure, you made Ghost Spider available in the actual arena store, so we can actually purchase her now there at 975 credits. By the way, that does not help out earlier players or players who are more so mid game, unless they are like really top tier in arena. It's not really, in my opinion, like 975 arena credits is not player friendly whatsoever, unless you're going to make a massive change to the arena credits that you're actually getting on a day-by-day basis. It's kind of poop stains, if you ask me, in regards to just arena credits and farming character for 975 shards. You threw Spider-Punk into the arena orb. That's not farmable. That's fountainable, if you want to use it that way, right? And they're just in general, I just hate store farms, period. Campaign farms are not better, but at least you can target them a little bit, right? And that's the reason why events like the Hulkbuster event hurts, because you know that down the road, it's going to be 4 or 5 months before they make that character available. And Hulkbuster is so important to the Doom 3 raids right now. Before he was in the game, oh my God, what a tumultuous experience those tech ring notes were. But now we actually can do them because of the extra barrier, the extra health that he gives them. 1.5, what was it, 50% extra max health that he's giving the team. The barrier, like he's helping the team to survive quite a bit. He's really kind of the anchor of the team in a lot of ways, to be able to allow other players to be able to do what they need to do. This is why it hurts so much when you have events like this, because it takes them 4 to 5 months for them to actually make characters farmable that are important. Where's Icarus and Cersei? Where's Echo? Where's Kate Bishop? Where's Dr. Voodoo? Where's Morbius? Those are characters that you need for Scourge events. Either you need them directly for specific nodes like node 5 and node 10, or you need them for the Mystic Cosmic section of content. Like, oh my God, I don't understand what the issue is. Rem brought up an issue, I think, earlier this week in the Envoy chat, where he talked about offers, and this is another offer. This to me here, it's fraudulent when you think about it. And really, personally, I kind of skip over these offers because I'm like, I'm not going to buy them anyway, so what does it really matter to me? But I'm starting to watch these a little bit more now, because I realize that this is kind of fraudulent activity. It's downright like suable, offenses when you kind of look at it. Like, look at this offer right here, Armory 16 orb offer. Those aren't 16 pieces. Those are 17s. So this is incorrect advertising, right? It's fraudulent advertising. This is not actually what's in the offer. The Armory 16 orbs do not have these G17 pieces of gear in there. So why are you saying that is what it is? Like, to me, once again, like, what the hell, guys? Do you care about your own game at all? Like, do you give a damn about your game whatsoever? It's really becoming overly frustrating now at this point, and it's clear they don't care. The beginner game experience, let's talk about that. Gated content. Oh yeah, by the way, you can start this game, but you won't really be able to get any sort of be able to do anything meaningful on your roster really until you get to level 70. Oh, by the way, it's going to take you forever to get to level 70 because you can get to level 63 very fast, but that's going to take you a while to be able to get to level 70. Oh, by the way, there's really no real catch-up mechanics in the game. Yeah, we rework characters every now and again, but those rework characters, by the way, aren't good until you get to the gear tier 14. So the beginner experience, you're not really experiencing how good those characters can be anyways, because you don't really get the experience until they get to gear tier 14. They're unable to retain players. They're unable to really kind of draw them in. It's the beginner game experience is. I've made videos about it. I've talked about it before. They need to make some changes where that is concerned as well, because players aren't able to get enough T3s or T2s, or it's such a nightmare. I try to coach earlier players through the game sometimes is frustrating for me, not because they're asking, but because I'm just like, oh my god, like they're not making this game easy for you guys at all. And any sort of meaningful content, it's gonna take you at least a year and a half to be able to get to it. I'm talking about like Dark Dimension 3 and Dark Dimension 4, right? Like, it's going to take you a while to be able to get to those things. Because you're like, yeah, I mean, what about Doom Raids? I'm like, yeah, sure, but you kind of need DD3 to be able to get the extra gear to be able to put on those characters, right? So even then, it's not great, man. So I don't know. We talked about bug offers. There's phantom buffs. There's the Gambit issue that still hasn't been resolved, where players are able to get shards in their mail. The Dazzler event, did they ever really give us compensation for it? I don't know. The Doom 3 raid changes, awful. Nobody can convince me and tell me that they didn't also boost the damage and boost the health pool of difficulties 3.1 and 3.2 as well. I know that they talked about 3.3, I think, and 3.4, I believe. Like, that's what they really talked about, but I've had a little bit more difficult challenge on time going through some of the earlier content now, like 3.1 and 3. Well, we're doing 3.1 every day. Like, the tech nodes are harder now. The bio nodes are harder. Like, I don't know, man. This all to me just screams not fun. They need to make some changes here. I don't know, guys. This is a rant video. This was supposed to be a rant, but I just went off on a tangent. I'm sorry, but I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts, man? Like, where do you sit with this stuff? Like, how do you feel about the whole Buster event? How do you feel about all these other things that are going on in the game right now? Like, what's your frustration level? Mine is pretty damn high, man. I'm sitting here. I can't really do much right now. So I'm watching this stuff, and I'm seeing your guys' reaction, and I'm just like, man, like this is really terrible, man. So let me know, guys. I appreciate you watching the video. Let me know your thoughts. Until next time, guys, y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe.